Welcome back, Kevin Casey of the program's got Sam Alvey coming up on UFC on Fox 21, August 27th in Vancouver, British Columbia of all places. You're not a stranger to traveling. You don't mind fighting in foreign places. You kind of like travel quite a bit because you always end up coming home and being back close to LA where you're born and raised. You like being an LA kid. That's kind of your thing. But you also like traveling out quite a bit. With Sam, he's basically 45 minutes from you, his training camp up in Temecula. But you're going all the way to British Columbia to fight each other. Has that irony dawned on you?
You know what? I didn't really put too much thought into it when they asked me about taking the fight. Immediately, I just looked at how long the plane flight was. You know what I mean? As long as it's not one of those 9-hour flights or something like that, then I'm all go. So it seemed a little weird, but at the same time, they put us high on the card. And I felt like it's a good opportunity for me to go out there and showcase.
Let's talk about Elvis. Your last fight went to a draw, split. What do you think you had to do more of to make one of the judges be convinced that you're the guy to win it, to give you the split decision victory?
You know what? Honestly, I kind of felt like I got robbed in the situation. Going into that third round, I had a mindset that I won the first 2 rounds. And that without getting knocked out, there was no way that he could have any kind of argument in the fight. He did some good work out of the clinch, and he stayed active. But I felt like as far as the striking win, I felt like it was pretty even. As far as the ground win, I was dominant. I felt like my cardio got tested a little bit in the fight, and I just think that last exchange, as far as that last takedown I went for in the third, and he ended up getting that mount, might have made the judges see it his way. But the scorecard didn't look right. There was a judge that scored him winning the second, and then there was a judge who scored him getting a 10-8 round in the third. So it was a little questionable, but nevertheless, he did a good job at standing in the fight and escaping some tough positions.
We talked about this before in the past in some of your fights. You do really well first and second round, and come to third round, you start to fade really bad. I mean, everyone gets tired, but it really seems to be the third round seems to be very taxing on you. And I know you've been working on your cardio ability. How come in that third round, and I agree with you, I thought you had, the second round I could have gone either way. First round you won decisively. Third round, obviously, Elvis wins, but I'm thinking, second round could have went either way. So I kind of can argue the split. I understand how the judges could see the split happening. But in the third round, it seemed like once he mounted you, you just didn't have any energy to hip bump. You didn't have any energy to get your legs up and try to get him off you. You just kind of were content to block punches and take it. Was that really a cardio situation? Or was it really a technical situation where you just didn't know how to get out of the mount?
Oh, no. I definitely know how to get out of the mount. But I had to go to the hospital at the end of the fight, and after I got my blood work back, they said that my electrolytes were too low, and so I didn't do a great job at putting enough of the proper things in my body to give myself that peak performance. And sometimes you have to dig so deep in your reserves. If you leave out any one step, it'll cost you, because this is one of the only sports in the world where we train for 3 months hard, and then right before we go to compete, we do things that take away our performance, such as cutting weight. So, I did great with my diet. I got in town. I only cut about 6 pounds of the water, and I had someone monitoring that. But when it came to actually doing the weight cut and the rehydration process, I had no one professional doing that. And, I've had so many fights, and I hate to sound like I'm making an excuse, but it was just something that I overlooked the importance of. It was as simple as I went to Whole Foods, and Whole Foods didn't carry Pedialyte, and I just got coconut water. So it was one of those things where I felt so good, and I did everything so great that I overlooked one of the simple things, and my electrolytes were too low, and I felt it.
So are you taking steps now for this fight on UFC Fight Night, UFC on Fox 21? Are you taking steps now to have that fixed? We're going to have somebody at least guide you. May not necessarily be there with you, but guide you what you should have right after the making weight and how to get through it?
Yes, I have a new nutritionist, someone who monitored everything, and as far as the water and the the vitamins and minerals that I need to intake after I make that weight cut to make sure that my body can push.
So with Sam Alvey, obviously he's a tough competitor. He loves being in there. You hit him with the best shot. He's always smiling at you. He's got a really good poker face where nothing really hurts him. He's always in the fight. He's a very, very hard competitor to put away. How was it trying to find training partners that could give you the same look for Sam? Because he has like a weird little stance on how he goes about things. You would think training with Dan Henderson up there with Henderson's group, they'd be a little bit better, be a little bit more of a wrestler, a little more aggressively with his takedowns. But he really doesn't do that. He's more of a stand-up striker and spends a lot of time hitting you from sometimes weird angles. Was it hard to find a training partner to help you get through that?
You know what? Fortunately, we have a lot of southpaws that I train with on a normal basis. So it was just a matter of getting them to throw those hooks a lot more and bringing those uppercuts in that he likes to do, because he's big on doing the blitzing and trying to get some things going. But a lot of his fights, he's very patient and he sits back. And I think I'll expose him in this fight. I'll play him from the outside. Use the range, use the kicks to frustrate him, open up some takedowns, and put him on the ground. And once I get him on the ground, he's going to feel the pressure that he hasn't felt before. It doesn't matter who he's grappled with. He hasn't felt me on top.
So what's the vibe like right now? You're still with Black House, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the vibe like right now at Black House? We haven't really, since Silva had that long series of losses, and then Machida kind of hasn't been, Black House has kind of fallen off. When those two guys were at the top of the game, of course, that was the best camp to be in at the time. A lot of guys shifted in LA. They all moved closer to be by Black House to go to train. But what's the feeling and vibe like over there right now?
Well, the truth of the matter is, we've, in the stable, as the up and coming guys, we've done a lot of hard work. Now I think we have anywhere from 5 to 6 guys in the UFC, and we've been a little bit spread out, because initially we had Rafael Cordero in as the head striking coach, and Kenny Johnson, heading the wrestling department. But for a while, we haven't had a main striking coach there. And so that kind of made everyone go separate ways for a little bit, and it took apart the team. So now we're in a phase where we brought some new people in who are gonna reorganize the structure of things in the gym, bring in some new coaches, and this is actually happening as we speak. So we're bringing in Alan Goes for some of the groundwork. There's some big things going on there that are going to really get us back on track and get us back in, have that momentum going. But, we have Alan Joban training out of there, Pedro Munoz training out of there, James Mutasri training out of there, Christos Giagos, coming back up the ranks. We have a good solid group over there of guys that are working hard. So look for us to keep making noise and bring it back.
Obviously, Alan Joban's last fight was amazing, and it showed, his cardio has gotten better and his strength has gotten better. Do you guys train together with the same strength and conditioning coach, or does everybody have their own separate strength and conditioning coach at Black House?
Well, right now, we pretty much have separate coaches, but there's talks of bringing in someone who will be like the unified strength and conditioning coach. Now, I don't know if that means that guys are going to drop who they have. Can't say if they will or won't. But there are plans to really bring everything that we need under one roof.
I like it. That's Kevin Casey fighting Sam Alvey. UFC on Fox 21, August 27th, coming out of Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia. Kevin, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Give a quick shout out to Anthony Hardonk, who's done a great job with my striking, and Kenny Johnson always over there. Hiram Gracie, all the Gracie families family members who support me. And look for me to make a statement in this fight, August 26th.
This thing is gonna be a great fight. I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be a lot of action, and it's honestly for me personally, it's one of the better fights on the card, because I actually know both of you that are fighting each other. I'm biased when it comes to when you guys fight other people, and now I can't be biased at all because you're fighting each other. So it's like I kind of got to keep my prediction out because I don't really know which way to go yet, and it's for me it's super exciting. I can't wait to watch this one.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.